This is Foxboro's Fortress, your home for all the latest on the New England Revolution. Brought to you by Leading Lights, LLC.
Hello and welcome back everyone to Foxboro's Fortress, your home for all the latest on the New England Revolution. I'm Raphael.
And I'm Cecil. Today, we'll break down the Atlanta win and then look ahead to the second matchup with NYCFC this season. Big thank you to our sponsor, Leading Lights, LLC, for making this possible. For now, let's look into the Atlanta win. Hello everyone, welcome back to Foxboro's Fortress. I'm Cecil Kenny.
And I'm Raphael Babchuk.
Let's dive right into this Atlanta win. So, first off, we won. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about the lineup, though. 3-4-2-1. No, 3-4-1-2. There we go. Ganago and Rudy were up top with Miller and Feingold playing higher than normal.
Yeah, on the wings.
in a winger position. We had Tanner Beeson at center back with Langoni on the bench. And Noel Buck nowhere to be seen.
Which we'll talk about more later.
Yeah, so let's talk about that lineup. What do you make of this?
Yeah, I think this was our best performance of the season, and I think the formation really helped improve it. Initially, when I saw that three in the back formation, I saw Tanner Beeson starting, I was like, uh-oh, what is this? This is pretty weird. Hope this benefits us. And I think it did us really well defensively. I thought we were really strong. And attackingly, I think having Feingold and Miller playing more attacking helped us out a lot. And I think it gave us, especially in that first half, we were controlling the game. Yes, Atlanta did score 2 goals that were ruled offsides, and we'll talk about more of that later. But I really think it helped better our game and improve our game, and that's what ended up to our win. I still think we still need a clinical finisher up top, and obviously Campana's coming back, so hopefully, I don't know how the formation will look if we stay like this, but I think this really benefited us.
Yeah, I think the only kind of flaw, so this works great for this worked great against Atlanta. Atlanta's a very attack-heavy team with Latte La and Almiron, and so it worked really great against Atlanta. The only question I have is, with Miller and Feingold on the wings, what happens to Luca Langoni and Chunkalai and all those guys? And then what happens to Ganago? Because he's on that loan deal that, is he going to lose game time? What's going to happen? And then Campana coming back as well at strikers, so that's going to be good.
Yeah, Luca Langoni did not play a single minute in the win against Atlanta.
But yeah, last year we kind of went into this year thinking okay, we've got Luca and we've got Chunkalai. Those are going to be our guys. And then we brought in Ganago. It's okay, that might just be because of
squad depth or something like that.
Squad depth and Chunkalai's injury. But we're sitting here and now we have these solid wingers, and we don't with this formation and winning, which is only something we've done once else this season. It's a weird thing. What's going to happen with those wingers? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I think as a fan, I think this formation really benefited us, and I think we played better than Atlanta in the game that we won, which I couldn't say the same thing about the Red Bull game. I think, especially in that first half, we were really dominant. I mean, we played really well. Defensively, we were strong. A few times, Latela did get past Fofana in the defense, but stuff like that happens because he's a very good striker. I think we played really well as a team, and I'd like us to stay with this formation because I really think that it benefited us greatly in how we played. And I don't know if we're going to have in the attack. Campana is obviously back. Say with Chonklai, both back from their injuries. They both got minutes in our game versus Atlanta, but I really do think if we stick with this formation, it will benefit us more as it has already in this game. Yeah.
Let's kind of move into the actual game. So we obviously won, which was good. 1-0 win off of a penalty by Carlos Hill in the 36th. Someone I do want to talk about, Alias Ivicic. I haven't talked about him enough on this podcast.
Yeah, we kind of talked about him, how he's kind of okay, average. He's been doing better than last year.
We talked about him one time, but he has been great for us. Not anything crazy, but so much better than last year.
This last game, I mean, he was incredible.
He was incredible.
There was this one time Latela was right through, and I thought, oh, that's a goal. And then it was a great save by Ivicic, and even the commentators were like, wow, you don't see that being saved, especially from Latela, which it was. So, I mean, it was a really great showing from him in net, and great, really hope he continues this form.
Yeah, he was great last game, and 8.7 on Fault Mob, which is just, it's great. He got helped by VAR and the crossbar,
right?
And just the goal frame multiple times, but the goal frame is supposed to help you.
Right.
It's
there for a reason.
Yeah. And so it's great to see that he had a phenomenal performance, and so I'm really glad to see that. And I hope he continues this form up as we continue the year. I've got one good thing and one bad thing. It was our best performance yet.
I think 100%.
We can agree on that.
It was better than our win against versus the Red Bulls, 100%. And I really think this was our best performance. I think we played better than Atlanta, and that shows in the result.
Yeah. What do you think about Campana in the 91st?
Well, I think I want to talk about that later about the Campana substitutions. First thing I do want to talk about is we ended up winning the game, but in terms of scoring, it was a penalty again, which it was a penalty. There's no you can't say anything about that. It was obviously a penalty.
It was on the edge of the box.
It was on the edge of the box, but it started
penalty.
Inside the box, so I think it was 100% penalty. Yeah. But we did not score from open play again, and I felt that was of all the games to do it because we played so well. I thought it was our best performance, and then we really didn't score from open play, which I feel like we need that goal to give us confidence because Carlos Hill has scored our only goals this season.
He scored 2 pens and a free kick against Red Bull. So we've only had one goal scorer, and we had that own goal. I'm not counting that. And so we've only scored a total of 4 goals across own goals and just all of that. And none of them has come. They've all come from either Carlos Hill or the opposition.
Yep.
And none of them have been from open play unless you count the own goal. That's still not good. We really need a goal from play, and I really want it to be Luca Langoni or Ignatius Ganago. I need someone to step up. I need someone to score that first open play goal, and
I hope that is Chankalai. Obviously, he's back from his injury. I hope it can be him. He's wearing our number 7 now, so I hope he can show that he's prove to us that he's worthy of wearing that number.
Campana, I want him to score as well.
Yeah,
he's our striker. We brought him in for $2.5 million GAM. He's a very good player, and I think he needs to get on the score sheet as well. It's just we need to get scoring from open play.
Yeah, we had that chance at the end, as you were saying earlier. If you want to talk about that.
Yeah. So. It's oh my god, I really don't want to talk about this.
Yeah, right.
So 91st minute, it was like they were on the doorstep, and so we kind of clear it, and Campana's in our half, but close, and so we're able to get it out to him. He is the only one for miles, and it's him and the goalkeeper 1-on-1 from half. He was so unbelievably slow going down that field.
Yeah.
He was leisurely dribbling.
So do you think it's because of that
I think it
injury? Or do you think it's because he was trying to waste some time? Or what do you think was really the thing there? Or just something bad skill?
It can't be wasting time. We're only up 1-0.
Yeah.
It can't be wasting time. That's just not an option there. We have to score another.
I think it is because of the injury. I don't think he was fully fit. That's why he didn't start.
He definitely wasn't fully fit. There's a reason he didn't start.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really matter in this case. You gotta go. You gotta go score that. Go. And he's so slow that the defender caught up to him and was able to take the ball away and get it to their goalkeeper before he didn't even attempt a shot. It was just it was a terrible breakaway. It was a really good breakaway. Sorry. Really good breakaway. Absolutely disastrous. Just everything that happened after that. It was just
yeah, exactly.
Can't happen. That's just you got to put that away.
So you want to talk about our standouts for the game? One standout, one person you thought could have done better?
Sure.
Let's do standouts first. Who do you got?
All right, my standouts. Our defense was incredible.
It really was.
Tanner Beeson stepped it.
No, he stepped when he came in for Almsberg again. So wait, this is 2 games he's played. 2 games we won.
Yeah.
Does this mean something?
So maybe that does mean something.
Maybe it does. Tanner Beeson. Even though in that game versus the Red Bulls, he was average, but this game he was really good.
So we're starting Tanner Beeson from now on. Sounds good.
Well, I think if we stay with this formation, we should.
I think we start Tanner Beeson from now on.
So is he your standout, or do you have someone else in mind?
I think our entire defense, but my guy I talked about earlier, Alija Ivacic. Yeah. He was on another level this game.
He really was. He was great.
That defensive core has been so good this year, and there's a reason we haven't the opponent hasn't scored 3 goals on us.
Right. Yeah.
Our defense has been great.
It really
There's not much else we can say there. It's been great.
Yeah, I'd say my standout is the obvious one, Carlos Hill. He scores the goal, but he's really just...
He also got the penalty.
He's the heart of the team. He was shooting from distance earlier in the game more often, And obviously he scored that free kick, so maybe he has some confidence in him, and I want to really see this. He's our star, and he's showing it on the pitch.
Yeah, the only, I'm always going to say this, and it relates to the Revs a lot. We need someone else to step up.
Exactly.
Because we can't just keep going through Carlos Hill. Sure, he's great, and he's been doing great, and I love this. But we can't always go through him. But nonetheless, we won the game, and he was great, and Alex David was great, and that defense was great. We just played really well as a team this game. That was great. I'm going to run over some stats real quick. 7 shots on target, 1.7 expected goals, and 12 shots and just 12 total shots.
Yeah.
7 shots on target is phenomenal, guys.
It is.
For the Revs, my God, that's incredible.
Rudy had a few shots on target. He had, I think it was a shot on target during the game.
He might have had 2.
He was playing. He was playing good during the game. I felt we still need him. I mean, now we have Campana back. I think he's going to slide back on that bench. He hasn't proved himself to stay on the starting 11, I feel. So when we're talking about...
Still, I don't think Rudy's proven himself either. It could go either way there.
But I think when we're talking about our player who didn't play as well, I was going to say Rudy, but ready for this? This is going to be a dad joke. I think has got to go and score a goal. Because he needs a goal to get that confidence up. Because I feel like this game, like I said at the start of the season, he was showing sparks that he can do something. And now I'm just waiting. It's like I'm waiting for that fire to start, and it's really not.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like he needs something. Working. Yeah. Who was your kind of not too good in the for us? Was it Rudy or was it anyone else in mind?
My expectations for Rudy have been so low recently.
Really have, yeah.
I don't even think I'm expecting him to be below average at best, and he was below average.
Right.
He wasn't terrible, but he wasn't good. And so the player that I think could have done better, it might have been Peyton Miller was decent.
Peyton Miller, I feel like he was decent. It was his worst game of the season.
Yeah.
I feel, even though he's been amazing all season. So it's not saying he did bad. He did okay. I still think our wingers in particular, I felt Feingold, he was doing way more attacking than usual, obviously because he was in that higher roll up the pitch. But I feel like if our wingers really played a little more, we could have scored way more from open play.
Yeah.
I felt they were, because the wingers in this formation are going to be the key to us scoring goals.
Yeah, I need Ganago to do something, like you were saying.
Yeah, Ganago really has to.
He's the guy I'm going to highlight. He needs to do something. If he's going to start up top, I was hoping for something. He needs to do something more.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to cut it now that we have Campana back and Chunkla back. We've had Langoni. It's not cutting it. Now that we have those guys back, it's not cutting it just to be subpar. It's not working.
Yeah, which I do want to say, Feingold did end up coming off in the 88th minute from an injury. It looked like his ankle was really hurt. He was a little injured earlier in the first half, but he kept on playing. And then you could see he was kind of struggling during the game. So he ended up coming off in the 88th minute. Hopefully there's no long-term injury with that because he's been really great all season. Caleb Porter said that Peyton Miller and Eli Feingold are really young and they're really good, and he has a lot of support for both of them. So I hope it's not a really bad injury for him, and I hope he can get back next game.
Yeah, and if really necessary, we still have Brandon Bye.
Yeah, we still have Brandon Bye.
Brandon Bye is he's not
And if we stick with this formation, we still have Luca Langoni, we have Chonkalai back. So, I mean, we have depth in the team.
If really necessary, we have Luis Diaz.
Yeah, we have Luis Diaz. We didn't play.
And then
we have Will Sands.
And then Will Sands is also there.
Yeah.
If really necessary. So we've got some decent depth at positions of need. So those.
Yeah, we're gonna go by again. As I said, the subs for the match. Campana came in for Rudy in the 58th minute. Sands came in for Miller in the 59th. Chonkalai for Ganago in the 78th. And Bye for Feingold due to that injury in the 88th. And how do you feel like the subs impacted the game?
Not too much.
Yeah, I feel like same.
Campana had that chance at the end, but I didn't see Chonkalai's just getting back to form. It's an ACL injury. Same thing.
He ended up coming on. He did 2 straight fouls, which is
that was kind of.
I heard that, but I mean, he's wearing that number 7. I want Chonkalai to show that he was one of my. He still is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And I really want him to come back to his form and play well.
And then Sands and Bye, those are just replacing the fullbacks, get some speed late in the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what you expect.
Yeah.
So I feel like the subs didn't do too much this game. Let's talk about our predictions, including Greg's prediction. Again, thank you, Greg Johnston, for joining us last week. So let's talk about this. You had a 0-0 draw.
I did have a 0-0 draw. So I predicted 2 donuts last game.
Yeah.
And 1 donut did happen for Atlanta, which is good for us.
Yeah.
You predicted a 1-1 draw. You said Langoni would score in Latala.
Latela almost scored,
Yeah.
but, the offside flag.
Which
went
we want to talk about those offside goals later after this. And then Greg predicted 2-0 for Almiron Brace. Almiron did score, and that was called offside, which I want to talk about that, how they called it. So when I first saw that goal, I was like, wow, what a great finish by Almiron. He got the ball at the edge of the box, curled it in. I didn't think Ivacic could really do anything there. And then when I saw VAR, I was like, oh, what are they checking? And I was like, oh, wait, he is offsides. But then when I saw when he passed the ball, it hit off, I forget who it hit off from the Revs. Yeah, it hit off one of our guys, but, and then they called it offside because it bounced to him. And I feel like it was kind of a play back from one of our players. So I think we got really lucky with that offside goal.
And then the other one was definitely offsides.
Yeah.
Not
really much.
Half his body was offsides, and it was clear offsides. But we definitely got helped out by VAR.
Definitely, which was first time this season that we should have, because it was one of that Red Bull game that they didn't call one of them, which I thought they should have, and then there was that game versus Columbus where I think it was Columbus where he should have had a penalty because obviously it is handed, it didn't. It obviously hit his hand and they said it didn't, which I thought was pretty crazy.
Did not hit his hand. I'll
really, you're gonna side with them? I really thought it.
Yeah, I'm gonna side with them. I have a video that I can show you if you want.
All right.
But anyways, it was a great performance.
Great performance, best of the season.
Yeah.
We want to continue this.
But for now, we're gonna send it to our sponsors, Leading Lights LLC. Unlock the power of your platform data with Leading Lights, experts in transforming raw numbers into compelling benchmarks. Leading Lights helps a variety of companies turn insights into engaging stories that drive growth. Elevate your brand with data-driven content that captivates your audience and sets you apart from the competition with Leading Lights. Visit their website at leadinglights.io to see how you can transform your platform data. Hello and welcome back everyone to Foxboro's Fortress. Again, I'm Cecil Kenny.
And I'm Raphael Babchuk and I like donuts.
Did not expect that. Continuing on.
Well, we didn't get a donut this week. Atlanta did.
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
right, no, the team got donuts, though.
Oh, you're right, because he got a clean sheet.
Yeah.
That Ivacic better got a donut. What a game. What a performance that was. All right, let's move on. Let's look ahead into NYCFC match look ahead. So, first off...
they're currently 3-2-3. They drew Inter Miami in the opener, lost to LAFC, went on a 2-game winning streak against Orlando, and then us, unfortunately. They only mustered a draw against Columbus before losing to Atlanta and Minnesota. They just beat Philly on a 55th minute strike by Martinez. So 3 wins, 2 draws, and 3 losses. Let's talk.
They're an okay team.
They're definitely an okay team.
Better than us.
They're currently set, I think, 10th in the table. Yeah, 10th in the table.
Yeah, I want to remind people who don't remember, we played them previously so far in the season. Away, we played them, and we ended up losing 2-1, was it? And it was an own goal, so technically we didn't even score, but we first initially took the lead because of an own goal, and then they capitalized and scored twice. So hopefully we can get a revenge here and score and win.
Yeah, they're definitely a decent team. They're not anything crazy, but it's not like a slouch team like Montreal.
This is a big
Speaking of Montreal, though, Jack Mobrione. Love that dude. He played for the first time for Montreal. I think he was offsides once, always.
Montreal is obviously doing worse than us, which is hard to believe.
Well, we have 7 points.
We have 7 points, a game in hand. So that win versus Atlanta, as I said last week, was a very important game because it was going to help us gain some momentum because Atlanta was just ahead of us. Same right now. They're only 2 points ahead of us. We still have a game in hand. Same, and NYCFC are also a couple ahead of us. So this is another very important game that if we get 3 points, we can keep moving up the table to those playoff spots.
That'd be phenomenal because it'd be a turnaround for the season, and that'd be great. And so soon into the season, it's great to see it.
Better now than ever.
So let's talk about some players to watch. And then we'll talk about Revs players to watch. But we'll talk about NYCFC players. I think Alonso Martinez, we talked about him prior, is going to do great things. He's a very good player. He had that great volley of a strike against us.
It was like a flying volley, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Great goal.
So 7 matches, 5 goals.
Mm-hmm. 0 assists, but it's still really great.
He's a very good player. And he's kind of scoring from everywhere. And so he's a very good player. And so I just think he's going to continue being he's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, he's
very
very
dangerous
in this in this last game versus Atlanta, we had Fofana was kind of on latte the entire game, and latte kind of got past him a few times. But I think Fofana, if we stay with this formation, Fofana will be the man on Alonso Martinez, kind of stopping him and seeing if hopefully that works, because Fofana kind of let Latte get past him a few times during the game, but it was a great performance by him in our defense, as we said previously. So hopefully he can do the same in this next game.
Yeah, that'd be great for them, not for us. I don't want that to happen to us.
No, we want to stop them.
Yeah, we want to stop them.
Yeah.
We don't want him to do good. We want him to do bad.
We want more donuts. Keep a clean sheet and win.
Yes, but hopefully he does subpar for the first time this season.
Right.
Actually, he had a poor game against LAFC early on.
But yeah, you got any other players to watch?
Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of talk about two players here: Julian Fernandez and Agustin Ojeda. Fernandez 8 games, 1 goal, 2 assists. Ojeda 8 games and then 0 goals and assists. They're two very similar players. Ojeda started last game, and Julian Fernandez came on against the Revs. I think Julian Fernandez started, and Ojeda came on, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
If he might have been on the bench. No, he came on the 24th. We're good. But yeah, they're two very good players. They're kind of interchangeable. I think they're both two Argentinian wingers, if I'm not mistaken. They're good. They're good players.
Yeah, they play really well.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can be able to stop them so they don't capitalize on any opportunities.
Yeah, two young Argentinian wingers that NYCFC has been using interchangeably this season, and so no matter who starts, it's going to be difficult to kind of contain that.
Yeah.
Who are your two guys?
Agreed. So there is one person I do want to talk about. As I said last time, Jonathan Shore. He's 18 years old. He hasn't got a goal or assist yet this season, but he's a very good. He's a young player, so he has legs to go on and play the entire match. And he's only started 4 games so far this season, so I think he will start again versus your New England Revolution. And he's a great player. He's someone to look out for. He's a young player who's gonna impact the game greatly. And another player I also want to talk about is I don't want to mispronounce this, but it's, as I said last time, Mitja Ilic, I think. Ilic. He's been great. He's a right back. He has 1 assist and 1 goal so far in the season. He's been playing incredibly well, especially in that right-hand side, so it's going to be tough for our wingers to get past him, if that is Peyton Miller, who will be playing on that left-hand side. So let's see what's going to happen in that matchup. But he's a great player, someone we have to watch out for defensively and offensively. He can impact the game. So that is someone we definitely have to look out for.
Yeah, two very dangerous players there. So definitely to look out for. Who are your So let's talk about Revs guys and who you expect to succeed for the Revs.
So I think for the Revs, ready for this?
Yes.
I think Chancalay is going to come back. It's going to be his home debut. I think he's going to start over Peyton Miller.
Really?
Which we'll talk about predicted lineups later. I think we're going to stick at that formation, but we'll talk about that later. I think Chancalay is going to have a great game. I think he's going to be our standout. Same with Carlos Hill. I think he'll be really great in this game, and I hope it continues. Same with our defense. I mean, if we stick with our same back 3, I think we can really do well defensively. How about you?
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think Yusuf will have a good game.
Yeah.
And
he's been kind of just like Mr. Reliable the entire season.
He hasn't been phenomenal. He hasn't been bad. He's been reliable in that midfield spot. And I also expect Brian Ceballos to do well. And that entire defense, that back 3, I expect good things because this team, although I mentioned, 2 wingers and a striker, they're not like as great of an attacking team as Atlanta is.
Yeah.
And so although Atlanta's farther down the table by like a few, like 2 points or a point, whatever it is.
It's just 2 points.
It's just 2 points.
Yeah.
It's something to look out for. Like, hey, if
we can do that versus Atlanta, why can't we do that versus NYCFC?
Yeah, and so I feel like that back line is going to do well. But I want to highlight Brian Ceballos for that.
Yeah. So you want to get into our starting lineups?
Sure, let's do that. So I'll start. Ivicic and net, like always.
Yep.
I'm going to keep the same formation.
Same formation.
Because I hope that stays because it worked against Atlanta.
Yeah, so same back 3.
I'm going to same back 3. On the wing, Peyton Miller's been great, and so I'm going to keep him in. And then I think I think Peyton Miller might be forced to play a little bit deeper because I think I would have. I don't think we can have Chunklai play all that much yet. He's still injured. And so I think he'll come back. I think he'll play more this game, but he won't start.
Okay.
I would like to see Luka, but I think Feingold's still going to start. If we have Peyton, I think we're still going to have Feingold. And I think hopefully Luka, if we're losing, Luka comes on for Miller and Chunkalai comes on for Feingold, and then up top.
You think same midfield?
Same midfield. Yusuf, Polster, and Heel. I don't expect Yule to play.
Yule's kind of been dropped off. Like, the team.
He's just
really he hasn't played.
Fallen out of favor.
Yeah, fallen out of favor, which is. I would do the same thing. He's been playing that well.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's kind of happened as well with Noel Buck, who we'll get into his situation in just a moment. And then I'll keep the same information like I said up top. I think we're still gonna have Ganago.
Yeah.
And then Arudi. I think Arudi just hasn't shown enough.
Yeah.
And I think Kapana might re-enter the fro up there, and I think he'll start. Who do you got?
So I have obviously Ivic in that same back line. I think. Feingold is not going to start because he's going to be a little banged up from that injury. So I think on the right-hand side we have Chunkalai. We have Polster and Yusuf in that midfield, obviously. Heel in that cam position. And then Peyton Miller in that left-hand side. And then up top we're going to have Ganago and Kapana playing. And that's really what I think is going to be the lineup. Because I feel like Feingold, he did look really hurt after that injury, which is not something you want to see.
Yeah. So.
And then we want to do score predictions.
So let's get into that. So
let's see how positive and negative we get. Let's see.
I think Alonso Martinez will score, but I think coming off this Revs win, I just don't know how to judge this because we haven't scored from open play, so I don't know what to expect there. Because if we get a set piece, hey, we're winning. Right. If we don't get a set piece, hey, we're not winning.
Okay.
Hey, hopefully Thiago Martins can put one in the back of his own net again.
Right.
So I'm gonna have Alonso Martinez scoring one.
Okay.
I think this might be a 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. So who scores for the Revs?
Well, I'm going to have Alonso Martinez score once.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have, I think it's probably going to be Maxi Morales. We didn't talk about him.
Yeah.
But he's a good player. He's their cam, and so I expect he'll score along with Alonso Martinez. For the Revs, our 2 goals. Carlos Hill is going to score one because, what else is going to happen?
Set piece or open play?
I really don't know. It's really hard to judge. Set piece.
Set piece, okay.
It's going to be a set piece. Yeah. And then I think our corners have looked better.
They have looked better.
So I think a Carlos Hill ball into the box, and then it goes under the head of either Fofana or Beeson. Those 2 guys.
Really? Okay.
I header in and be our first goal.
2-2 draw.
A 2-2 draw, and we still wouldn't have scored from open play because it's off of a corner.
Okay.
Because,
So I'm going for 1-0 win, New England.
Okay.
I think our defense shuts down Alonso Martinez, and we shut down their attack. And I think we score a open play goal. Chunkalai is going to score.
Really?
Yeah. I think Chunkalai will score. I think he's going to start because of the Feingold injury. He won't be fully fit. I think Feingold will still be on the bench. But I feel like Chunkalai will score in this game. And it will be from open play.
That'd be
either on a break or something. And that is what I hope, but that's what I also think is going to happen.
Rejuvenation of this team in the attack.
Yeah.
From open play. That'd be phenomenal. So
that was our look ahead, but now we want to talk about...
I want to talk about Noel Buck and his situation with the Revs. So he obviously... let's just give some background on Noel Buck. I think we all know him. He's from the academy. Mm-hmm. Very good player. I think he's only 20 years old.
He's only 20 years old.
Yeah.
He's a really great player. He just has not, played at all, and we want to get into that and what his future is going to be.
Yeah, he's played a bit, but he just hasn't played a whole lot. So he's been with the Revs since 2021,
right.
And he's been with our youth teams prior, and so he's
really been a Rev his entire life.
He's been a Rev for a very long time.
Yeah.
And so he's a very promising player.
As we talked about last episode with Greg, how we were talking about Noel Buck and how we want to see him more. Well, with this news that it's not really positive, but he was left out of the matchday squad versus Atlanta due to the coach's decision. And sources say there is serious, and I specify serious, trade talk around the league for Noel Buck. And we're going to talk about what his landing destination might be.
Yeah, so Noel Buck, he was Southampton U21s last year. He was loaned out by Caleb Porter. And prior to that, he was a very good player under Bruce Arena. And then Bruce Arena had all that happen. And at the LAFC game, against San Jose,
Yeah.
an LAFC fan held up a sign. What did Bruce Arena do?
Right.
Thank you for vouching for us. We've been trying. We just don't have a ton of media going on for the Revs. But yeah, he's only played 2 games for the Revs since January 2025, so the beginning of this season.
Yep.
When he came back from loan, he was with the Southampton U21s, and he played a little bit of fullback, a little bit of midfield. He's not played a whole lot.
Yeah.
And he was only, what I heard is he was only bought. He wasn't bought by Southampton because of some managerial change, because they just got relegated.
Right. When that
officially. And so they had fired their coach, and I think it was Russell Martin. They brought in Ivan Juric, and then he just left. He only had like 2 games, and he played fullback both of those games, so he didn't have a chance to show himself
the thing
to that coaching staff.
Really confuses me is he's so versatile. He's such a great squad player. He's so much potential. He can really play like anywhere on the pitch.
Yeah, he's not like, he doesn't have the most speed,
Right,
so
yeah.
I feel like fullback doesn't suit him. But if he can put in a shift if really necessary.
Right. So is this something really Caleb Porter doesn't trust him? Like what is it? What is that? I think that could be 100% the reason why it looks like it's going to happen and where we think he's going to go.
I'm going to say probably San Jose, the San Jose Revolution. It's a
San Jose Revolution, obviously not the real name, but what we call them.
Close enough.
Right.
They had 4 Revs play against LAFC. 4 former Revs with Earl Edwards coming in the 21st.
So yeah,
But
this is a
Noel Buck, he's a very versatile player, like we were saying. He can put in a shift at fullback if we really need him. He can put in a shift at the wing. He may not be the most attacking player, so maybe Cam doesn't fit him.
Right.
But it would be really nice to see. Like, he's not the most defensive player either. In my view, I've said this before, of an out and out center mid.
Right.
Just he's not too attacking. He's not too defensive. He doesn't have too much speed. He is an out and out center mid. And so it's really annoying that Caleb Porter doesn't trust him.
But it's not like he can't play in those other roles too.
Yeah.
Right? He can. He's such a versatile player. He's a great player. And this really surprises me for, obviously we had injuries during the team, and why not? Like, what are we going to really get for him? Like,
we're not going to get a ton.
Right?
We're not going to get a ton.
So what's going to be the point if we get a Doritos bag for
Yeah,
Noel Buck? I'd rather have Noel Buck.
I think,
mean, so
let me check my phone, hold on. Breaking news. New England is sending Noel Buck to San Jose for $34 and a bag of Doritos, with Caleb Porter famously saying, "Now, get off my team."
Right.
Like, I swear, this is going to be the headline.
I'm telling you, it's not worth it. He's such a great squad player, and he can go into that starting lineup if we give him more time and opportunity. And I feel like Caleb Porter's not even giving him the chance.
Yeah, just like give him a chance. He's come off the bench now twice this season, and that's it. Give him a shot to just do something for the Revs this season and for under his coaching staff, because he was good under Bruce Arena,
right?
And he looked like Europe was about to come after him, but no, he decided. Then Bruce Arena had all that stuff. Caleb Porter comes in, and he's been.
And I think if Noel Buck really gets a call from Bruce Arena saying, "Hey, you want to come over to San Jose?"
I don't see why I'd say no.
Exactly.
Like, he was playing for the England youth teams alongside Kobe Mainu, and it's really unfortunate what's happened to Noel Buck in this time, and so I think for his career's sake, I think he does have to have a move. I don't want him to have to have that move, but I think
for his career,
I want him to move to a team where he'll actually be like valued, and not on a Revs team where
underappreciated,
he's left out of the squad, underappreciated, and so I need to see something. But with that,
I just want to
yes,
I would just want to look at the squad that we had. So who we decided to put over him, not in the squad. So we had Jackson Yu, who I said hasn't been that good all season. We had him in. We had Hughes, obviously a defender. So I feel like there's room for him on the squad, even if it is on the bench, and we're just not even giving him the chance.
Yeah, I think he just got left off because there's that trade talk. But it's really unfortunate. But yeah, with that, that's gonna do it for this week's episode. Again, I'm Cecil Kenny.
And I'm Raphael Babchuk.
Please go follow us on X at NYCFC. We also post on YouTube. You might be seeing this from there at NYCFC, the New England Podcasting Network. Thank you, Leading Lights LLC, again for sponsoring today's video and listening, and all you guys for listening.
And we don't want to say this thing. If you have any comments, anything you want us to talk about, please leave a comment on either Spotify, YouTube, or even on let us know on X, so we can know and we can add that into our podcast because we really want to know your opinion and what you guys think.
Yeah, even email me. Anypodcastingnet@gmail.com. It's on our profile on X. You can email me. You can DM us. You can comment anywhere. Just let us know if you have any questions. But yeah, thank you all for listening, and we'll be back next Monday.
This was Foxboro's Fortress.